This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Ryan Kramer. I can't believe we're letting these guys on my network.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast live. I'm Sean, second the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Happy Friday, Sean.
TGIF. How we feeling, Ryan?
I'm very, very happy it's Friday. Very happy we have the United Football League back, week 2.
Oh, yeah.
Panthers, Stallions, sweating out a little under right now.
Yeah, we were seeing JVT and Matt Humans in the shift break, and they were like, oh, you guys bet on that junk? And we had ran into Humans after our show. He was hanging out, maybe having a soda or two, and we gave him all our UFL plays, and he goes, I think you guys did pretty good last week. I go, yeah, I think we're, knock on wood, we're going to be hopefully the under hits. It's 21-9 right now. It's tough to get the UFL scores. The website's hanging while I'm trying to sweat this out. Nothing like a live UFL sweat on a Friday night. But Ryan,
yes,
you have a franchise sweat developing with the New York Giants and what they're going to do at the number 3 pick overall. Should the Colorado Buffaloes had their pro day. Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, both out there. Travis Hunter was running routes. There was some debate as to whether or not he would run routes. Of course, Dion thinks they're the two best prospects in the draft. He thinks they should go 1-2. There's some talk maybe Shedeur as high as Cleveland. It seems like Shedeur not going to be the number 1 pick overall. It seems like the consensus right now is it's locked up for Cam Ward, number 1 overall. Shedeur, I think, best case scenario for him is number 2 to Cleveland, but that seems a bit of a pipe dream. Kirk Cousins is still floating in the wings, and then the Giants are hanging around. I think as a Giants fan, Ryan, you would prefer Travis Hunter, but maybe there's a world where they draft Travis Hunter 3rd and then either trade up back into the end of the first round or wait all the way to the beginning of the second round to get Shedeur Sanders. Where are you at with the Giants Nation and what's going to happen at the top of the NFL draft?
Yeah, I mean, the number of people tagging me to let me know that Brian Dable and Joe Shane were having conversations with Shedeur Sanders.
Well, and Brian Dable, there was a story, who knows what to make of it, but this is a rumor season for the draft. Brian Dable wasn't going to come to the Colorado Buffaloes pro day, and then last second, he decided to go. Is the QB whisperer going to see Shedeur in person?
No, I mean, literally the whole Giants staff was there. So I think whatever this last-minute switch, I don't buy that. Now, I definitely don't need people to tell me that people at the pro day are talking to the guys they're evaluating at the pro day. It's not, obviously. I think we've gotten to a place, the betting odds reflect this. Yeah. Travis Hunter is the first pick. I think they would be interested in Shedeur Sanders, depending on when he goes. It does seem like there's a chance he slides down. That's why Dion's a little full court press with the media, talking about the 2 best prospects in the draft and really walking back his demands of the team that selects his son to be on a short list. Suddenly that short list is the entire NFL. And I think that all that tells me is that he's definitely going in the second half of the draft, and that means that the Giants could trade back in. We know it. I think we see it with the 2.5 quarterbacks prop. The juice to the over is ridiculous at this point. Why? Well, we expect there to be probably 3 guys. The trade in, the extra year on the contract, all of that makes sense. Now all of that, I keep also getting tagged, letting me know that the year that Cam Newton got drafted, the 2011 draft, Sean, the first year we were a podcast.
Yeah.
Don't reach on quarterback 2 if he's not him. Sean, little trivia. Who was the second quarterback taken in 2011 after Cam Newton went 1 overall? Topical today because Julio Jones, the 6th pick, announced his retirement.
Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert was the 3rd quarterback, number 10 to Jacksonville.
Jake Locker,
Tennessee Titans, number 8 pick. And if you want some extra stuff, Christian Ponder, 12th pick to the Vikings. So lesson here, don't reach for a quarterback.
Yeah, but my thing is, if you don't have a quarterback, keep drafting them until you find a quarterback.
Just don't do it before Travis Hunter. Don't draft him over Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
That's not a good pick.
I do. Dion said Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders are the top 2 can't-miss prospects in the draft. I agree with one of them. I agree that Travis Hunter's floor is still incredibly high. That guy's ball movement, just the way he attacks the ball defensively as a cornerback, and his hands as a receiver, his ball tracking and his athleticism, and the fact the guy won the Heisman Trophy. To me, Travis Hunter is the best football player in the draft, the least amount of questions in this draft. If I was drafted number 1 overall and I didn't need a quarterback, I would be drafting Travis Hunter. So I'm still concerned. Ryan, where do you think this narrative is that the Browns are definitely not taking Travis Hunter?
Because if I had to guess,
I mean, if I'm the Browns, I'd take Travis Hunter. I need more good blue chip players.
I think the Browns just like Carter more. The Browns have, I think the Browns have expressed interest. You're right. I don't know if there's any reporting suggesting the Browns won't draft Travis Hunter. They were obviously there for the pro day today as well. But, whether or not it's Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, like those are the 2 dudes in the draft. I think most people agree there's at least 2 blue chip guys in the draft, and those are them. So to your point, if the Browns go Travis Hunter at 2, then fine. Give me Abdul Carter at 3. That's fine. You can take a generational pass rusher with the 3rd pick. You take that 10 times out of 10.
Now, do you think Abdul Carter is a generational pass rusher? Because
Yes.
Penn State fan. I watch a bunch of Penn State games. I thought he was good, but I don't know if I quite saw that game wrecker. I guess I'll trust the scouts. I'll trust the NFL's analysis of this guy.
You remember Micah Parsons?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't like he was a game wrecker in the same way as Carter. Like he wasn't always the best dude against the run, but he has the athletic ability that people drool over.
Yeah.
He's got the measurables, and his bend, as they say it, is elite. He's got elite pass rushing traits, and so. Yeah, I think if you can probably find some tape of him getting knocked off the ball, that's fine. I think in the NFL, he's going to be an elite pass rusher. You get paid to sack the quarterback, and he's going to be a sack artist.
Yeah, and you going back to we will be talking draft props next segment. Then we got a special guest coming into the show, boxer Rolly Romero, who's going to be facing off against Ryan Garcia May 2nd. He's slated to come by the studio, say what's up. We got our buddy CJ Sullivan, the man in the box, talking some more UFL, sports betting blackjack. Related to NFL win totals, we got Colby Dant talking Final Four and a little crown. And we got Scotty Reichel talking NBA. So full slate covering literally every sport that's available except baseball. But Ryan, the Crown. We've been covering the Crown. I think it's been a pretty fun tournament so far. My Crown bracket, which had Villanova and Boise State in the final. They're both in the Final Four. We gave out a Villanova plus, was it 700? 7-1 on the future. What's your latest on the Crown?
Well, last week on this show, we were looking at the odds since he was the chalk.
Yeah.
Kind of had a conversation how Boise might be the best team. I think the Villanova narrative about the team actually trying to win the game, having an assistant who's maybe trying out for a head coaching job somewhere, it just seemed like you had to evaluate the teams that were going for it versus the teams that were treating this like an AAU tournament. We saw that in the first week. There was a lot of lazy defense, or first couple of games, a lot of lazy
the
defense.
overs were killing it, especially in those first couple of rounds.
But, yeah, I mean, I think, to me, Villanova and Boise State, I would say still the 2 best teams. Nebraska's played well. Certainly UCF has had some moments, but I still think our Villanova future is looking pretty good.
Yeah, Villanova future looking pretty good. And we will, of course, be breaking down the Final Four in our final hour. But early look, Ryan, your Houston Cougars going up against Duke. We got the Florida Gators. I saw Kelly in Vegas sitting on a Florida future, 40-1. Would you buy back at all if you had a Florida at 40-1?
You have to, right?
Really?
You have to at least. Do you wait?
Like an in-game?
No. Okay, so to be clear, I don't know if I would hedge this round. But if when they're playing in the final against potentially, hopefully Houston for your better hedging scenarios. But Duke, you have to get involved in some way. Maybe that leads you to wanting to get involved in Duke now with a short price. I think even money to win the championship.
So wait, you would hedge with Duke instead of hedging with Auburn?
I wouldn't be worried about this round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would. Her ticket was for $1,000. Maybe you play Auburn on the money line, so you at least win your ticket back. So then you're sitting on a free roll for this game, and then see what happens in the next. Because what if Duke gets knocked out? Then you burn your hedge this early.
Yeah, but
I don't like hedging with Duke right now.
Well, no, the logic is
future.
that Houston. If you have a Houston Florida scenario, you have a much easier hedge scenario. Yeah. You're going to be able to play Houston as a dog. Duke will be laying 6 points. What's the projected line if it's Florida? 5.5 points, something like that.
They're a 5-point favorite over Houston. I don't. That'd be interesting. I think they would
the
obviously
lines
be a favorite.
The lines are out. I believe it's something like 4.5 or 5, maybe 5.5. So if that holds true, then yeah, I think you would want a little bit because that's going to be a better price than the mechanical parlay.
Yeah, I think if you got it at 40-1, you believed in that Florida team, and whatever you're putting down on 40-1 probably isn't like a massive bet for you, I would imagine.
Well, knowing
right?
Kelly, I'm sure she's not rooting for the SEC. So the safe move here would be to find yourself out of the position a little bit, I guess.
Yeah,
do some gardening on the weekend.
Ryan, you can get your trimmers. I'm letting it ride with Florida there at 40-1. Hey, we're going to talk. We just gave you a little appetizer with the draft. Let's talk some early draft props, all that and much more when we return. Sports Gambling Podcast Live here on VSiN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. Kramer, congrats. We both cashed on the UFL under. Came in, no problem there.
Yeah, big time lock sound effect.
Yes.
I may have moved the number. That's how
I can vouch for it because we went up and put our bets in literally almost at the same time. And I look at the app, I look at the screen, it says 38. I put the bet in, and the guy gives me 37.5 on the under. I go, I guess I still like that, but that's crazy that it changed.
Number.
And I go over to Kramer. We're checking our tickets after we put our bets in. I go, what did you get? And he goes, I got 38. I go, how'd you get 38? He was 2 kiosks over. He got it in right before. They're sharp, Brian.
Well, yeah, we'd love to know with the fact that the 2-point is pretty much every down, and there being a 3-point. I wonder how key 38 is versus the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, if I moved it off a key number. Well, shout out to the circuit for respecting the action.
Right. The circuit here is sharp, and if you're sharp and you're betting on baseball, you got to be doing it over at Profit X because you got to get the best odds. Whenever I'm in California, I'm always fired up using Profit X because it's peer-to-peer sports exchange where you'll get the best odds in 40-plus states. That's right, 40-plus states. On average, you're getting a 10 to 20% better odds. What are you waiting for? Use that promo code VSiN and get up to $300 in profit cash. Download Profit X today and use that code VSIN. Shout out to the Phillies. Got it done against the Dodgers. That was big baseball news.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is that an early April World Series for the Phillies? Taking down the mighty Dodgers?
Well, Ryan, they're both playing the NL, so...
yeah. I mean, everyone knows the American League's a joke this year. Right. Whoever wins the National League will win the World Series.
People, I saw that tweeting out 162 was on the table for the Dodgers. Apparently not. But yeah, I mean, the Dodgers are awesome. What else is there to add? They started off the season great. I did see there was a tweet of Yasiel Puig from whatever. He's in some international league. He hits a deep fly ball. He stands in the batter's box. He's celebrating, like pointing the home run, and then realizes it's off the wall. Runs past first base, trips, falls, gets up, and then runs for second. Gets tagged out at second. Yasiel Puig is one of the great what ifs in baseball. He just had so much crazy athletic talent and just bonehead play on and off the field.
I mean, honestly, living in LA when it happened, being at Dodger games when he was playing,
he was going to Dodger games, watching him play. You're like, oh my God, this guy's awesome, and then he just couldn't keep it together. Kramer, early look at some NFL draft props, and we're going to be adding to the portfolio as the draft season moves along here. The countdown to the draft. Only a few weeks away. Give me a draft prop you're adding right now.
Well, let's start by continuing what we were just talking about. Those prices on those top picks. Abdul Carter to the Browns now all the way out to minus 220.
Now, is that to the Browns, or I'm assuming second
number
pick
2
overall?
pick. Number 2 pick. So, number 2 pick, which, I it's hard to imagine someone's coming up for the second quarterback at this point. It does seem like a lot of water has been poured on the teams trading into the top 10 to take a quarterback. But Abdul Carter to 2 pick minus 220, and Travis Hunter is now closing in on a minus 200 price as the 3 pick, now minus 180. Kind of seems like, this is post this pro day. This is post some of the stuff that the Browns have talked about. Do you think we're starting to see a clear 1, 2, 3, or the odds are just we're still 2 weeks out? And
yeah,
it does seem like it could be very chalky. I'm not seeing the trifecta even being offered right now.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'll offer that until I feel like that's something they toss out the week of the exact trifecta. Any chance you're playing there's no possible. I was gonna say for the first overall, there's nothing else you're doing besides. And Cam Moore, the odds are crazy now. It's not worth betting, right? Is there anything else you're considering?
I don't think so.
No.
I think the last we talked, taking a piece of Travis Hunter at minus 140 at the 3 pick was the last interesting thing I was going to do. I have some dead tickets on Mason Graham to be the number 1 overall pick. That's certainly not going to be coming in. And I think I even might have a piece of one of the other linemen. But no, here's what I'll throw out there, because we've been talking a lot about. I really wanted to crowbar the Chargers in, but let's start with the Bears. The smoke seems to be getting more and more that they would be happy to draft Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah.
Ashton Jeanty also is one of the guys that consensus is viewed as one of the half a dozen blue chip guys. You could still get running back at plus 170 for the Bears. Now, it feels like a donkey play because we know how NFL teams have viewed this recently, but Ben Johnson with David Montgomery and then drafting a first-round running back with Detroit, and also just looking at this team, right? Teams that fancy themselves close, a running back could be the right piece there. They don't really have a bruiser, although we do like Roschon Johnson. Plus 170 for running back. The only other position kind of in the mix is defensive lineman edge, which I've not seen a ton of hype around, at least for a first-round pick. I think the depth of the defensive line edge position in this draft will make it very easy to maybe draft one later in the second round. So, yeah, I'm taking a piece of this running back. I've kind of been sitting looking at it. It hasn't really moved a lot. The more that I look at mock drafts and kind of think about how a draft could fall, if you're the Bears, are you trying to trade down, or do you just take a guy that you like here? And again, knowing that this first round is pretty weak in terms of clear alphas, they might get roasted for it, but I kind of think this is the play.
Well, and I think if you believe that Ben Johnson is coming in with a similar team building philosophy as Dan Campbell, what would Dan Campbell?
Yeah, no, exactly.
This is the Jahmyr Gibbs pick all over again, right? Like,
it is.
I roasted him for drafting Jahmyr Gibbs so early. That they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs and the linebacker, like an interior linebacker and a running back in the first round, stuff you're not supposed to do. And a little egg on my face. I still think it's not the best way to build a team long term, but certainly those picks have panned out for them.
And when you look at just the context of that running back while on the rookie deal, it's not the worst thing. And so if that's an elite player, someone who who raises the floor of your offense. Yeah, I mean, I hate that I'm going to say this, but I think with the addition of a guy like GT, the Bears are a very interesting team in the NFC North this year.
Ryan, which team will Shedeur Sanders be drafted by? Giants are the favorite.
That's interesting.
At 2-1.
Interesting. What are the Saints?
Saints are plus 450.
And what are the Steelers?
Steelers are 7-1.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a little sprinkle right now on the Steelers 7-1. Now, historically, if you're doing the mock drafts, and of course, if you've been following me, you know that I did 2 years ago win a couple of titles with the most accurate mock draft. Shout out to me. Hoping to run it back. Not as strong last year, still pretty solid. Usually the Steelers are a team that the moves they do are kind of leaked out. Like they're pretty the beat reporters around the Steelers get a good sense of who the Steelers want, even though the Steelers are always drafting in this like 20-ish spot because they always make the playoffs. They always lose in the first round, and it always kind of leaks out who they're going to who they're going to end up drafting. Now, if I'm the Steelers, if I'm Shedeur, if I'm Dion, you want to go to a good franchise. That's been something they've been talking about all along. I think Mike Tomlin working with Shedeur Sanders, working with Coach Prime, it makes a ton of sense. Shedeur played in a cold weather environment in Colorado. Him being dropped into this Steelers franchise, this organization, I think would end up being a very good spot for him. You get a decent running game, 7-1 for the Steelers.
I'm just that conversation between Arthur Smith and Deion Sanders. Hard Knocks, please.
Oh, God,
give me
yeah.
give me a little bit.
Well,
give me something.
Also, too, like if they end up signing Aaron Rodgers, is Shedeur completely off the books here, you think?
I would. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be, but I think with the way the Steelers operate, probably. But again, you know, when Shedeur starts falling, it's just gonna like one of those teams eventually has to say, well, we didn't love him up here. We do kind of like him.
Well, and also too, now the price for the number of quarterbacks drafted in the first round over 2.5 is -320.
I think it's actually moved out to like -500 now. It's huge.
In some ways, I think taking the under 2.5, if Shedeur falls, he goes around 20s, late 20s, and people think, hey, I can get Dart in the second round. They wait.
I think if Shedeur is falling into the 20s, we might have a scenario where he's the third quarterback, in my opinion. I do.
Okay.
I do. It seems like there's a couple teams.
So are you interested in taking Jackson Dart, second quarterback?
Not over Shedeur.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
Eli likes him, though. That's what scares me. Eli's got the ear of John Mara.
Oh, yeah. No, it'll be interesting. But, yeah, Shedeur to the Steelers at 7-1. Count me in. Joining us in studio, the one and only Raleigh Romero, talking the Ryan Garcia fight when we return. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSiN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live. Sean Second on the green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. And we're just about to talk a little boxing. Before we do, of course, shout out to VSiN and the VSiN Pro Summer Special. For just $59, you get full VSiN Pro access to everything we do from now through August 1st. That's 50% off the regular monthly price. Get in there. Experts picks, best bets, the Masters right around the corner, DraftKings circuit betting splits. They got it all. And now everything from now until August 1st. First, just $59. VSiN.com/subscribe. Joining us in studio, Raleigh Romero. What's happening, man?
Not much. I'm just chilling. Just had a nice steak, and now I got the itis. I'm falling asleep a little bit.
Right,
so y'all gonna hype me back up.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
You got a big fight coming up, May 2nd. Times Square. First off, just and excuse me if I sound like a total amateur here, but so you're fighting outdoors there? Does that impact your training at all?
afraid I'm gonna be a little cold.
Really?
I don't think y'all. I mean, I'm sure y'all been in New York in May. I mean, it's still cold.
A little chilly. Well,
I mean, it might be warm during the day, but for sure cold at night.
Yeah, a little chilly at night.
Yeah, so you got to make sure you wear,
That'd be funny if you came out in like a hoodie and like a winter jacket.
I did that before. You know, when
Really?
I fought at the StubHub March 9th, 2019, I remember, right? It was so cold, right? And I was the only fighter, because it's outdoor, right? And man, it was raining, all this stuff, right, man? It was bad, right? I took a hoodie and I chopped off the things, you know. I was the only fighter that had the brain to do that. I think everybody came out cold with me. I knocked the dude down in like 30 seconds. No, and I was mad. I was so mad because when I hit him, right? He had grabbed my leg and he was like, man, I was like, man, I could have knocked him out like 5 seconds earlier. I was mad. I didn't even eat after. I was like, bro, they put a giant steak for me. I was like, man, I don't want this.
I want a hot chocolate. I'm a little chilly. Now, so you're warm-blooded because you grew up in Vegas, in downtown Vegas.
What you mean warm-blooded? It gets cold here. It's cold right now.
It is a little chilly. But
the thing was here, man, it's not cold because of the temperature. It's cold because of the wind, because it all comes from Mount Charleston and everything come down.
Yeah.
People don't think it get cold, man, but then you're here in the winter and it's like, damn.
Charleston has snow on it right now. Pretty wild.
I'm going there tomorrow morning.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to go run up there. I run up there every weekend when I'm in camp.
So this is like Rocky training, right? You're up in the woods. You're climbing through the deep snow.
That fake shit.
So what are you doing up there? Is it just pure for elevation?
The elevation training, and then also, I mean, we just run. It's nice. We run up. Like, bro, you start at the bottom of like the hotel, and then you enter at the end of the ski resort. But man, I'll tell you, like, right before it starts going downhill. But me, I'm crazy. I'll keep going, bro. I ran up like 2.5 hours a few times.
Really?
Yeah, all the way to the end of the ski resort.
I would not be able to hang with any sort of maybe for the first 20 minutes we could jog, but
I'm telling you, the first 20 minutes are the worst because you're like, oh, this is easy, right? Oh, this is a nice jog. And no, this is easy, and then out of nowhere your legs just start hurting because it's all uphill, and it's like
piano drops on your back.
So now, what I love about your game, 16 wins, 13 by KO. Is that are you coming in now? Obviously, you're trying to knock the guy out, but do you ever?
Is there any reason not to try and knock the dude out? What if I just don't like him?
Yeah, that's also true.
I'll tell you like this: if they think they can get in the ring with me, I don't like them. I don't like the way they look. I don't like anything about them.
Do you now? So if Ryan Garcia was in the room today, what would you be saying? Because I saw a quote by Ryan Garcia saying you're just at the fight for a paycheck. How would you respond to that?
Say whatever he wants, man. I think he's the one that needs the money.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that needs the money. He's been doing a lot of things where I feel like he needs the money.
Well, and of course.
And aside from that, man, I mean, I don't got any real problems or anything, man. He got a lot of shit. Yeah,
a lot of stuff going on.
And I'm just chilling, bro. I'm like, man, I'm living life, man. I'm over here. No kids, which I want to have like 10 of them right now. But I mean, no kids, no nothing, man. I think he need the money.
Yeah, so he's certain.
Hey, you know what? How about this?
Yes.
He needs to come over here to Circus Sports and decide to go lose all his money in the casino over here.
Well, that would make everyone happy. I know Derek would be pretty excited if he comes over here and starts playing. Are you a gambler?
No.
No.
I only do things if I'm gonna win.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Well, there you go. So the house has an edge. So you only like stuff with the edge. Now, I know in the state of Nevada, you are allowed to bet on yourself. Have you ever bet on yourself as a fighter?
Of course.
Okay. Well, so then that's technically not gambling, right? That's just that's a little.
It's a good pretty penny. It's a good pretty penny.
That's a little extra on it. I think it was Floyd Mayweather said, "Of course I fight for prizes. I'm a prize fighter. It's got that right in the title."
I don't care about that. I fight for these.
Oh, I love that.
You fight for the belts.
I don't give a fuck about the money. I give a fuck about being world champion.
Okay.
It can be not 1 time, not 2 times, but 3 times. You know better than 2 times, 3 times.
So is that obviously your goal? Is to get the belt? You're fighting for the belt. Now I saw that you and Garcia used to spar together back in the day. Is that true? Right?
I whooped his ass.
Well, all right. Now,
not once, twice.
Are you going to be?
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. His nose started to get busted up and all that stuff, man. He started bleeding everywhere. Like, man, if you got a palm, and like you over there bleeding all over the place, man, make sure to bring your tampon and shit when you come spar.
Now, okay, so that would be your advice to Garcia to bring your tampon to the fight because he's going to be bleeding a bunch. That's your prediction, right?
I think he's gonna hop out the ring, but who knows?
Did you learn anything from sparring him and tuning him up a little bit?
No, I didn't learn anything.
Yeah, really?
Hell no, I didn't learn anything.
Okay.
It was a walk down.
Yeah, okay.
I like that.
Now,
So, is there any aspect of his game that you're worried about?
He decides to show up.
Oh,
I like it. So you're playing coy. You're getting in his head early.
No, I don't really care about that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of that stuff.
You're not much for the head game stuff?
No. This one, the thing is, you can't play head games with him.
Yeah.
He might not show up. So.
yeah, that's smart. You don't want to play head games with a truly crazy person.
It does seem like he's a little missing a couple screws are loose.
Maybe I punch him so hard they get
Straighten him out.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Yeah, that might end up backfiring. Now, another question, of course, like the weight. You're taking this fight at 147. How do you feel about fighting at that weight class?
I was killing myself when I was at 135.
Okay.
When I was at 135, I killed myself those 4 fights that I did at 35 after I won the belt. Then when I moved up, man, I was killing myself. When I ended up fighting Pitbull and Hype, bro, I was killing myself. So it's about time that I'm a 147 pounder. I'm a big dude. Man, it's crazy how much. And it doesn't look like it because the thing is, but I'm pure muscle.
Yeah.
And that's just, just taking taking all the liquids and all that stuff out of you, like.
What's the most you've ever cut for a fight? Like how many pounds?
When I fought Tank, I cut 17 pounds the day before the fight.
Oh my God.
I passed out twice.
Oh my God. Well, see, that's what I never understand. Because if I go without breakfast, I'm grumpy, I'm out of sorts, I got low blood sugar. I couldn't be in a fight and cut all that weight. Is there any trick to being able to cut weight and still be able to have that energy you need to knock someone out?
Not that amount of weight, like that
Yeah.
amount of weight, bro. Like I remember, man, when I fought him, right? I remember, cause he hadn't landed a damn shot on me, right? And I threw a right hand, and then out of nowhere, like he hadn't landed no shot on me. It was like round 4, 3 or 4. I throw a right hand, and then my entire left arm goes numb. I'm like, what the hell? And those are the only steps back I took in the fight. I was just like, what happened to my arm, bro? My entire thing was armed for the rest of the fight. I was like, what? I was like, that can't be real. I was like, whatever.
Now, as far as like the mental aspect of preparing for a fight, walk us through. Like day of, do you have a routine? Are you superstitious? Because as a gambler, I'm always like, okay, I
don't wash my hands in casinos.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different kind of gambling at the casino.
I don't like to wash my hands anyways, but I don't wash my hands inside casinos.
all right.
All right.
I hate being wet. Okay. But if there's one thing, right, the 2 ways to piss me off, pat my head or spray water on me, bro, I hate that shit more than anything in the world. But my dad used to wake me up by throwing water on me, bro. So
we have a guy who works for us had the similar issue. His dad woke him up by pouring a pitcher of water on him.
So we gotta
I might
make.
be a cat. I might be a cat or something.
Oh, we got to keep an eye on the
my
weather.
favorite animals.
We got to keep an eye on the weather report for the fight.
Yeah,
though.
if it starts raining, is that going to help your game or hurt it? Because it sounds like you're going to go nuts.
Make sure to bring an umbrella.
I do like the idea of Rolly out there with instead of a cut man, you got an umbrella guy.
Yeah, just put a canopy over the ring. Come on.
So you're getting psyched. May 2nd. When are you heading out to New York to get ready?
A week before.
Okay. And then what's the training like that last week?
You just sweat a lot.
Just sweat.
Yeah, just sweat. You don't want to do anything too crazy because you don't want to like
Yeah.
you know.
All right, we got some more Raleigh Romero. When we return, you won't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSiN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast Live. Sean Second Money Green with Ryan Real Money Kramer. We got Rolly Romero in studio. Before we get to him, a shout out to Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors. Love my Edge Boost card. Not going to get denied anywhere. Perfect for gambling, and love that you get those cash back rewards. Head over to edgeboost.bet. Use the promo code SGP. Deposit $25. Edge Boost will match the deposit. Edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGP. Back here with Rolly Romero. Big fight, May 2nd. Countdown is on. You versus Ryan Garcia. Of course, we were talking a little bit. You were asking me where I grew up. I grew up outside of Philly. And you said you actually boxed at the Eagles Stadium, Lincoln Financial Field. What was that like?
Well, there's a hotel like attached to the stadium.
Okay,
and that's where they did, because I mean the Eagle Stadium's like way too big of a venue for like. There were 3 rings in there. You know, I was an amateur. I was trying to qualify for Olympics. It was 2015, September 2015.
And how was your experience in Philadelphia?
Ran up the steps.
Did the Rocky steps? Is it weird? Is it weird to do it as a real boxer and go like, hey, come on, I do this all the time?
I mean, the thing is, I just can't do boxing movies.
Really?
I just can't. It's just like, it's so fake to me. It's like, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because there's been movies about sports gambling, like Two for the Money and other stuff like that, and you watch it and go, oh, that's not real. That's not how it is. What is a boxing scene in the movies that as a boxer you're like, man, that's fake. That's not how it is.
Boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
every punch. I mean, Rocky's got I mean, just haymaker after haymaker.
Yeah, so
I'll tell you like that. If you get hit with those shots in a real fight, unless you're getting hit with someone with no power, not even them, but if you get hit with those shots, you're not going to be asleep. You're going to be dead.
yeah, that's
so. What's the hardest you've been hit?
Bro, dude, when I fought for when I won the second belt, right, against Barroso. But I swear, I remember I got punched by this dude. Every punch felt like it was a brick, bro. He was 24. He had 24 wins with 22 knockouts. But older dude, but like, bro, every punch felt like I was getting hit with a brick, right? I got hit with, bro. He hit me with a body shot in the second round, bro, and he just looked at me and smiled, bro. That hurt so much. But he hit me with another one in the 4th round. And I just like, bro, I play it off, right? Man, that one hurt more than the first one. He didn't notice that though, man. I remember I start walking towards the corner, bro. I start praying. I'm like, man, help me with this, man. I start praying. But after that, the fight got easy. And then after that, I ended up stopping him in the 9th. He was real tough though, man. Them Venezuelans, dude. I don't know what they eat, man. I don't know what they eat or any of that stuff, man, because they all punch hard, every single one of them.
Do you have, when it comes to food, do you have a strict like diet leading up to a fight? I know you're just hanging out at Barry's. Are you still? I mean, I always get the steak at Barry's. I get the lobster mac and cheese. I don't have to cut weight for a fight.
I didn't do no mac and cheese this time. I promise you that.
Okay.
But I did want to do it.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted some crab. I wanted all of that stuff, yeah. Man. I ate some steak though. The Dover sole. The Dover sole was really good.
Yeah.
And, I didn't really overdo the carbs, and yeah, I didn't overdo it today.
So mostly protein, keep the carbs down.
It's not that carbs make you like really lose weight. They just make you retain less water. But I just didn't eat all the calories. I'm done for today. I'm not working out again. If I was gonna work out again, I'd make sure I carb up.
Yeah, load up. I saw on your Twitter that you also do some Twitch streaming. What do you, if I'm a boxing fan and I come across Rolly's Twitch stream, what are you streaming? What's going on?
You're gonna just see me rage quit a bunch of times in Fortnite.
What's your game? What's your game on Twitch?
Fortnite.
Oh,
Fortnite.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when Ryan's daughter's battling out,
she'll probably whoop me.
She also rage quits. I mean, that game's impossible though. I tried to play it. It's embarrassing. I get killed right away.
Literally, they beat me. I'm just like, it's because they don't have a life, right?
Yeah.
And
These losers.
Like, yeah,
they don't got a life. I got a real life. And then out of nowhere, I'm like all praising myself when I win.
Well,
of course.
It's got to be funny because you imagine there's some like, geeked out nerd that it starts talking smack, has no idea who he's talking to. Like, hey, I'll meet you in the streets. I'll beat you up. And you're like, yeah, we can do that. I'll tune you up. Have you? Because has anyone ever recognized you from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
of course,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Because you're playing the game, and then it's like, oh, hey, Rolly Romero boxing. That's
Take him
crazy.
out.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people want to take you out.
Yeah.
I know they want to go after me. They all want to go after me.
Target on your back.
No, it's like, yeah, bro. You know, when it's me, like it's everyone against me always. It's never, you know, anything, man. Anyone that's like a, you know, public figure, celebrity or something, right? They're always like, whenever they do anything like that, man, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be everybody against them. Like, it's not that, okay, it's gonna be this guy or this guy. No, it's
Everyone
everybody.
team up, get the boxer, kill him. Don't let him get the pig or whatever. I'm not a Fortnite player there. Sorry. Now you mentioned team up. Have you ever had issues? Because I feel like from what I know of athletes, like if they go out, they hang out, there's usually like one tough guy at a bar or whatever that's like, you think you can knock out Ryan Garcia? Well, I can knock you out. Do you get guys ever trying to mess with you like that?
I don't hang out with drunk people. So.
Okay, that's a good.
I mean, obviously, there's always been like, but no, honestly, people talk bad about me online, but I get nothing but respect in person.
Yeah.
It's not like other fighters. They always like with me, like everybody respects me. Like everybody, like, sure. I'll go to a fight, right? And like, man, I probably get talked about more than any other fighter as far as like trash talked, right?
Yeah.
I'm also the biggest trash talker in boxing, you know? But it'll literally be a mosh pit of like 100, 150 people just following me around taking pictures, and I'm just casually just like smiling. And I don't bring no security or anything with me because I'm protected by the hood. I don't care.
That's
the most.
that.
I mean,
that's a good
confidence.
security.
Yeah. Everybody else needs security and all that stuff, but you look at the videos of me, I'm always by myself. I don't need no security. Like, ain't nobody ever trying to. I've never really experienced, but also I don't go out looking for problems, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not over there hanging out over there trying to, I don't know, flirt with some dude's girl or walking around in the hood with a bunch of jewelry or any of that stuff. So like, there's no reason to like try to do anything to me.
You don't invite any sort of drama. Well, now, how do you celebrate? It doesn't sound like you're a big partier, but let's say you go out to New York City, Times Square, you knock out Ryan Garcia, which Kramer and I are going to be rooting for. I'm going to
100%.
Now that you do the show, you're my boy. I'm going to be betting you to win, KO.
Yeah. Kids college fund
Yeah,
going
exactly. 401k, all on Rolly. But how is you're in New York, Times Square, you get the win. What are you doing on the town that night?
I eat a nice steak or something and then just go back home and rest up. Maybe I go out. I don't know. I never plan for what I'm going to do after because I don't care about what's after. I care about
You're
what's
locked
going.
in.
I like that.
No,
answer.
it's not even that I'm locked in. I just don't care about that stuff, you know? After that, I'm on vacation for a month, 2 months. I could go anywhere. I could fly anywhere. I could eat whatever I could, you know? So I don't really think that far ahead, you know, as far as that, you know. The only thing I think about is the fight.
Yeah. Now, do you with boxing, obviously, in football, basketball, you got a game plan. What is like a boxing game plan? Is it as simple as, hey, we're gonna try and hit him?
No, it's easy, man. Just punch him as hard as you can in the face.
No, I mean, for me, it's like, knock this dude out. But
No. Just punch him as hard as you can in the face multiple times. No. And if for whatever reason you miss, try again. Punch him even harder in the face.
And on the other side, don't let him punch you in the face.
Yeah.
I always see the cut guy giving advice like, hey, do this, do that. And I see the guy sitting there and the adrenaline's pumping. You can tell he's gotten punched in the head a bunch. Like, is any of that advice sinking in or are you just in like kill mode?
Murder, kill.
It would be tough to like listen to that coaching when you're just like, especially if you've been hit in the face. You're just like, oh, we need to get back at this.
So the game plan is just knocking him out.
Also, we're athletes. We got superhuman recovery.
Yeah.
We're used to getting punched in the face.
Well, you're running up mountains. I mean, an average civilian is not.
An average dude gets punched in the face. They're like, whoa, what just happened? Where am I? All that stuff. And after you get punched in the face, boom. Okay, we're back. Move it. Pow, pow, pow.
That neck muscle. The average person does not have the neck muscle to handle a proper punch.
So we're running out of time here. Can you give us a prediction? May 2nd, you, Ryan Garcia. I'm going to be tuned in. Kramer's going to be tuned in. What can we expect to see that night?
Flatline. Ryan Garcia on the canvas in front of hundreds of thousands of people in Times Square, New York.
And cash a big ticket
Yes,
for Sean and Ryan.
win Ryan
all
and
of
I
us.
a lot of money.
And then you got to take him to steakhouse.
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
Barry's on us next
Yes.
time you're back, win or lose. But
Shout out to Chef Barry.
we're thinking you're going to win. Appreciate it, Rolly. Romero, make sure you tune into his fight May 2nd versus Ryan Garcia. We got more SGP coming up after this.